So guys, State of Decay 3, as far as we know, is set to continue to build upon the somewhat mysterious story of the franchise. But one thing that's always been clear is that even though there is lore and there is background to the game, it's mostly about your story and the story of your community. One thing we found out many months ago on this channel was that State of Decay 3 is set to introduce a relationship system. This was found during a job listing for Undead Labs for the upcoming game. But what we don't know is how that relationship system is actually going to quite work. Well, in a recent question to one of the developers at Undead Labs, he was asked if they plan on doubling down on the story. Take a listen.
So Zed Zaster was wondering, because Dying Light 2 really doubled down on storytelling. They're wondering if State of Decay 3 is going to do something similar. I obviously cannot answer any questions about State of Decay 3, so I can't give you anything solid to go on. But we've definitely taken to heart the criticism that State of Decay 1 got, where a lot of players felt like just there wasn't really a story at all. And that really, our focus was on the mechanical elements of the game, trying to make it feel like it was your story that you were telling and not some story that we had authored. And I think that sense that we really want it to be your story, I think is going to continue. I think that's an important part of the franchise, but there are better and worse ways to handle story in that context. And so I think that we probably can theoretically do a better job of managing story in that context than we did in State of Decay 2. So, I think there's definitely improvements we could make. And so if you're looking for improvements, I think that there's a good chance that State of Decay 3 would do a better job. How exactly it would do a better job, though, I don't know. We're going to try hard and see what we can accomplish. There's a lot of different ways you can do a better job of storytelling in a video game.
So one thing that stood out in that from Jeffrey Card at Undead Labs is that he says that they certainly can improve upon the story compared to State of Decay 2. Now in the current game, there's pretty much that sandbox version with little stories with like the enclaves, and it got even more fleshed out with stuff in Trumbull Valley with pretty much full-blown lore-driven stories in that one. I wouldn't be shocked that we actually see kind of a hybrid of what we saw in Trumbull Valley mixed with a more comprehensive and dynamic system with things like enclaves, where you could have rival groups or truly friendly groups that will literally come to your aid. Again, that's just speculation on my part, but what we do know is that new relationship system could certainly have an impact in many ways. Again, the question was asked, will they double down on story? And he says they're certainly looking to do a better job than State of Decay 2. And even with just the information we do have, I really do expect to see that relationship system really be expanded upon. If you guys ever played the game This War of Mine, this game features a very good relationship type system where if you lose a loved one, they end up getting depressed, and that really affects the community and the group. I can certainly see something like that versus right now when someone dies in your community, there's just like a simple negative morale number that is temporary. So personally, I can't wait to see how story does get implemented in State of Decay 3. I think it was great to hear that comment from Jeffrey because it tells you that even though I personally do think they are going to expand upon the multiplayer aspect of the game, this being your story in a sandbox more than likely will remain as a big focal point of the franchise, and even to the point where they are going to improve upon it compared to the last two games. I'm curious though, especially since the devs do watch these videos, let me know guys in the comments how you'd like to see story elements expanded upon in State of Decay 3. I'd love to give them some ideas. I'd love personally to hear what you guys have to say, and how do you think the relationship system will be implemented into the game, and do you think that'll be a major focal point? With that guys, if you want more State of Decay 3 videos with more information on the upcoming game, click the video on the top left.